Hey guys, this is Caroline here from the Baker and Craft Maker, and today I am excited to show you our new home. So to kick us off, this is the kitchen area which we are going to renovate. I've never done a renovation before, and so I'll kind of take you guys step by step as we go through the process. One of the things that I love about the kitchen is how open it is. So you can see that we have a kitchen nook here. Off of the kitchen we have a lot of counter space. And then it goes into our family room area, although we do have a small wall basically blocking this area here. There's a lot of opportunity to put in an island, and that's definitely something that I've drawn up and I'm considering doing. But for right now, what our plan is to put in new appliances. So we have an electric range. That's something that we're switching out for a gas range. We're also going to be switching out this, which I'll show you here. It's just a classic drop-in porcelain sink. That will be changed, and we're planning to change the dishwasher at a later time, but I'm gonna try and do some stainless steel paint. So we'll see how that works out. We're opening up over here. We have a possibility of doing a double oven. So that is on order, and I'll show you what that looks like. And moving over past the fridge slot, we have a coffee nook. We're basically taking out all of the tile, and we're gonna be putting in a quartz, an engineered quartz stone. It has a cream colored background with kind of a gray or grayish taupe colored veining going through, and that's something that actually picked out today. So I'm really excited, and I'll kind of overlay some pictures for you guys so you can see. So coming back to the kitchen, we have the kitchen nook over there. And so I'm hoping to put some sort of cute table and a couple of really cozy chairs you can see outside onto the street, and some of our bushes. And I love this house and how it has this beadboard layout. It's actually all along here back of the peninsula. This peninsula right now is about 8 feet long. It does have a little bit of an overhang. We're gonna keep that, but we do have the garage door that goes out here. So we're ripping up all of the tile that you see, doing a full backsplash over there behind the range, putting in a new range hood. And one of the things that you notice is our cabinets are quite dated. That is something that we will be fixing. And if we go over here to the range hood, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna raise up this range, and we're gonna adjust it basically a couple inches. So where that first bracket is for the door, it's basically gonna be raised up there. So there'll be a 27-inch backsplash. Over here right now it's about 25, which is still a bit too low for the gas range we're putting in. And then I'm going to basically remove these doors, and I'm gonna try and build myself some hood. So that's something I've seen a lot of YouTubers do. I'm gonna take my shot at it. We'll see how it goes, and I'll YouTube it as we go along that process. So you'll see that we have some paper laid out. We're definitely going through the process of changing out the countertops, doing some demo. This small wall right here that kind of blocks the view into the family room, that is going to be removed. So we have a contractor that we've hired. He's actually taking out this supporting wall, which leads us to this bookcase. It's a very cute bookcase. I do really like it, but I don't like how it impedes the view to our family room over here. And so that needs to be taken out. So as you walk into the family room, you can kind of see all my stuff piled up there. We're getting rid of basically this supporting wall. that will open up the walkway into the kitchen. And what you're going to get basically is this longer floating island peninsula thing jutting out about a foot with the overhang. What we're also doing is underneath here, you can see that there's a bunch of my stuff piled up. So sorry about that, guys. But there's all this oak and then oak supporting structures here. There's about 3 of them across. We're going to change that out into beadboard, and I'm going to basically remove those structural supports here, and they're going to be filled out with metal brackets, which will be inlaid inside the quartz countertop that we'll have at a later date. So going away from the kitchen, you'll see the dining room. We have a fireplace that separates our family room into the living room, and we have an alcove space with a weird door that's basically 13.5 inches over there of a jutted out wall with that door. That is going to be removed. So that is something that we're removing, this door, moving the wall back 13.5 inches. And so it'll look like this larger alcove space was meant to be that way originally. And from the outside of the house, you wouldn't know that there was even supposed to be a door there. And the reason that we're doing that is because we have some doors over in the living room space. So this is the living room space. I have doors here. This is the other side of the fireplace, which you can see. And if I turn around, we have the front door to my side right there, and also our dining room. A bunch of appliance boxes. We have a new garbage disposal. I picked out a quartz sink in a gray beige color, so you guys will get to see that. We have a new range hood, and we have our range that just got delivered. And I'm very excited about this range. It's a 30-inch GE Cafe range. So this is what they just sent. And we'll open it up. You guys can see it has the bronze knobs, stainless steel, double burner, 18,000 BTU, and the Cafe brand and the stainless steel. It looks beautiful. So I'm really excited about that. And we'll have to see as it gets installed, you guys. I'm very excited. So that is one of the first couple of things I wanted to show you. I will show you a little bit later how I did the measurements for all of the countertops and kind of explain where we went. All right, so now I'm going to talk about how did I do all of the measurements for our new quartz countertops. We are doing partially the contracting ourselves, so we did find a quartz wholesaler that we went to this morning, and I did all of the measurements and told my contractor basically where he's going to pick up the slabs and how he's going to cut them. So what do you need to do that? So first, I did all of the measurements of the countertops here. So what I first did is to draw out a rough plan. And so what you guys can see is my rough plan here. So this is the section that we're standing right in front of right here now. So it's about 8 feet 2 inches by 30 feet 34 inches wide. The backsplash is basically this section here, which goes up with the range hood and then across. So that would be that section over there, that backsplash. Then this section is the current countertop, which I have, which is in between these two peninsulas. So that would be this section right here is 6 feet long in front of the range. And then the last section is this jutted out peninsula section that you can see with the pink paper. And that is what I drew up here. Going into the family room. Now the next section that I drew for getting a full backsplash is actually our coffee nook. So that kind of looks like an L backsplash, which is right here. And then we have the countertop. So that is this section here. You can see the countertop and then kind of an L backsplash. Now, one of the things I did want to change about this is I wanted to have the backsplash that's underneath here. I want it to come across a full 18 inches. So it'll come up slightly right here instead of having it jut down. I thought that that would look better. So once you create your rough plan, if you see those drawings, and always make sure to basically measure a couple of times. I actually measured like 4 times to double check that I got all the measurements correct. And I did add a little bit of buffer because I wasn't sure when they make the cuts, they have to kind of round out the edges, which they call lamination. And so in order to make it so you don't cut yourself. And so with that, I just wanted to add like a 1/2 inch variance on each side. So the next step, once you finish doing those drawings, is to basically figure out what you have for slabs. So what I did is I went to the wholesaler and I found out what their slab sizes are. So the largest size is a 52 inch wide by 120 inch. So that's 10 feet across, about 4.5 feet wide. The next size down from that was actually a 36 inch by 10 feet, or you could do a 36 inch by 97.5 feet long. And so that was another size. And then the last size they had, which was small, was 26 inch by 120. So I got out the graph paper. You definitely want to get graph paper that looks like this. I have a scale size ruler. You can see it has different measurements. I drew mine all in the 1/4 inch scale. And then I just have you could also do it with a regular ruler and then just say like, okay, 2 squares makes a foot or something of the like. So you want to draw it all up onto paper. And basically I drew out each of the squares and tried to figure out, okay, well, where would the countertops fit? What would it look like when I have certain veining in the thing? This is one of the samples you can see. So if there's a vein coming across, well, I would want that in the middle of the backsplash, which is why I kind of have that light graining. And then the other thing that I did is I shaded out all of the area that we would not be using. So for this example, I have the full kind of E-looking backsplash with the center going up here. And then I have the countertop right underneath, which is 6 feet long. And I wanted to make sure that as I had veining coming across, it also matched in the countertop below. I did kind of various versions of this, looking at the 52 by 120 and seeing, okay, what if I put the cooktop countertop, the coffee nook countertop, and some of the backsplashes together, how much area left over would I have in order to maximize the amount of money I was spending on each of those slabs. What I ended up with today and what we decided to go with is 152 by 120, which basically takes care of the entire cooktop backsplash and the cooktop countertop, which would be this whole section over here. I then picked out a 36 inch by 10 foot slab for this 8 foot section, which is this area right here with the sink inside. And then the last one I picked is a 36 inch by 97.5, which is for that smaller section right there. And there is going to be an overhang over here because we are getting rid of that wall. So there'll be a 12-inch overhang, which is what I modeled here. I know it's 6 feet 9 inches. I added an additional 12. So I need to have at least 7 feet 9 inches, which means that I'm going to be at around 94 inches here with about 3 inches left over. And then the last one that I picked out was a 26 by 120 countertop that basically takes care of a coffee nook, the coffee nook backsplash, and then the little side backsplash, which is what you guys can see here. So I hope that is helpful for you guys. Again, I am not an expert. I just got some graph paper, I got a ruler, and then I just tried to draw it out myself and leave a little bit of buffer. From talking to my contractor though, he says that I did a really good job, and he's actually going to take these drawings and use them for all of the cuts. And I feel better about, you know, making sure that I picked out each of the slabs, that it has the graining that I want, it has kind of the coloring that I want. This is not the exact version of the quartz that I picked out. I do have a bit more veining than this, and it's a bit more cream color. But I know that because I am particular and I want a certain design in my head, that it is done properly. And so what he's doing is picking up the quartz countertops, and then he is cutting out where the range will go, where the sink will go. He's putting in the range hood that goes on top of the cooktop, and basically setting it all up for us, and then doing the demo of the tile. All right, guys, I hope you have a wonderful start to the beginning of the year. Bye for now.